Welcome to this daily PBJ devotional. Read 1 Chronicles 26 and 27 and Micah 4 today. This devotional is about 1 Chronicles 26 and 27. But once again, I'm not going to read those this time because they're mostly lists of names. You should read them, but I'm not going to. So let's get right into the devotional. Sometimes you call a company to talk to a specific person, but you don't have that person's extension number. Now, if a real live person answers the phone, you can just ask that person to connect you to the right extension. Frequently, however, you will get an automated response to your call. It will tell you to press 1 for this and press 2 for that, and so on. One of the options is usually, for a list of all extensions, press star or press pound or press one of the numbers. Then you can listen as, one by one, in alphabetical order, the name and extension of each employee of the company is read to you. This portion of Scripture is kind of like that directory of extensions. Starting back in 1 Chronicles 22, David began making preparations for Solomon to become king and build the temple. From chapter 23 through chapter 26 today, we've been reading lists of names of people who served in the Lord's tabernacle in some way. Here in 1 Chronicles 27, we have chronicled for us men who served as leaders in David's army. That's verses 1 through 15. The leaders of the tribes of Israel, that's verses 16 through 24. And leaders in David's administration, that's verses 25 through 34. The impression this list makes is that David's kingdom was large and well organized. Each person who served was known by name, and his role in the kingdom was documented. Notice just a few of these details. There were royal storehouses, according to verse 25, and they were organized into districts, towns, villages, and watchtowers. 2 men were responsible for these storehouses. Next, there were geographical assignments for certain things, such as the olive and sycamore fig trees in the western foothills, according to verse 28, and the herds grazing in Sharon, that's verse 29. Next, the king had men on his staff who were, 1, his confidant, who was named Hushai, and his counselors, those were Jonathan and Ahithophel. You can see verses 32 and 33 for that. Within these administrative lists, there are indications that some of the men were especially skilled in their jobs. Among the gatekeepers of the tabernacle, some were leaders in their father's family because they were very capable men, as chapter 26, verse 6 in the NIV says. Others were described as capable men with the strength to do the work, as chapter 26, verse 8 says. Jonathan, David's uncle, was, quote, a man of insight and a scribe, according to verse 32 in the NIV. He sounds exactly like the right man for that role. Now, my point in all of this is that sometimes people complain about organized religion. There are some who believe there is virtue in being disorganized and loose with details and responsibilities. Many people dislike accountability even though they accepted responsibility for the results of an area. Lists of men like these and their responsibilities show us that way back in the days of the Old Testament, God's servants in worship and in kingdom administration were highly organized, and their responsibilities were clearly defined. Not many people love administration. I sure don't. But administration serves a purpose. It enables people to glorify God by serving others consistently and reliably. Where's your place in the administration of God's work in our church? If you're a leader, are your people well organized with clear roles and responsibilities? Could it be that one of the best ways you could serve the Lord right now is to put some effort into administration of the ministry that you run. Think about that today. Consider how maybe you should put some time and effort into administrating your ministry. And I'll see you next time. May God bless you. Hope you have a great day today.